rounds of boxing for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic title, as well as the WBA and WBC Super Middleweight titles.
A couple of important numbers there. Froch, of course, is the older fighter, and even talked to us about the fact he's conscious of doing certain training that keeps him a young 34. The reach is very important because he will want to use his jab and keep word on the end of it, so those 4 inches in reach, very important.
And the rules for tonight's fight.
There is no standing 8, no 3 knockdown, only the ref can stop the fight. Can't be saved by the bell in any round. Now, the next one's very important because Andre Ward has, from time to time, had clashes of heads that have hurt his opponent. If there is a clash of heads and there's a cut, after 4 rounds, they would go to the scorecards. Before that, it would be a no decision.
2.5 years in the making, folks. The Super 6 World Boxing Classic final, and we're ready for action. For the formal introductions, let's go to the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey for the much anticipated featured bout of the evening as Goose and Tudor Promotions, Antonio Leonard Productions, and Matchroom Sport in association with Caesars Atlantic City and Showtime, sponsored by Corona and Azad Watches, present the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final. This unification championship is sanctioned by the WBC President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor Bob Yalen, the WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Guy Jutras, and the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The chairman is Tony Orlando, Commissioner Aaron Davis. Our physicians at ringside, Dr. Blair Bergen, Dr. Mark Shaber, Dr. Eric Wormser, and Dr. Dominic Coletta. Timekeeper at the bell tonight, Arthur Spell. Introducing to you our 3 judges scoring from ringside. From England, John Keane. From Canada, Craig Metcalf. And from the United States, John Stewart. And our 3rd man to the ring, the referee in charge, will be giving instructions after the introductions, Steve Smoger. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of action scheduled for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final and the unified WBA and WBC Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Atlantic City, New Jersey, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue trunks, hailing from and proudly representing the Bay Area and Oakland, California. He weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign with a record of 24 wins, no losses, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome one of the young stars of boxing, the U.S. Olympic gold medalist and the current undefeated WBA super middleweight champion of the world, introducing Andre S.O.G. Ward. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim, known as boxing's pride of Nottingham, England. He weighed in at a ready 167.5 pounds with a record of 28 wins, 1 loss. He has 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome England's finest, the longtime British and Commonwealth champion, the reigning and defending 2-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world, introducing Carl the Cobra Froch.
Switch on, okay? You ready? You want to do it?
And once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Steve Smoger.
All right, gentlemen, you were given your instructions in your individual dressing rooms. Please obey my commands, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
12 rounds for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship and WBA and WBC title. Carl Froch wants to use his length, work everything off of the jab, and it'll set up his power. The Cobra. Andre Ward told us he wants to get inside. He doesn't feel that Froch can defend inside. He wants to be more like a mongoose. Ricky, Ticky, Tavi.
Shades of Archie Moore. Carl Froch said, I want to get off to a very quick start and make Andre Ward have some doubt. Let's see if he can do it.
Froch has worked tirelessly with Robert McCracken, his trainer, on cutting off the ring.
Punch out. Try to get out yourself. Let him out, Andre. Let him out.
Steve Smoger, the third man in the ring, lets you fight on the inside, and there was a graphic example right there. And Ward landed a good left hook on the after they got away from that clinch.
169 championship bouts for Steve Smoger.
He's a great referee.
Right now, it just seems like both fighters are filling each other out. You know, before the judges brought them together, you can feel the tension.
Yeah.
You know, it was so thick. That means they understand what's at stake.
Punch it, punch out, dude.
The jabs, of course, for both men, so important. And there's Ward's. They need to establish that early. To me, Carl Froch looks just a little tight here in round one.
Carl Froch, the much more talkative fighter during the pre-fight hype, which has gone all over the world. London, Oakland, California, New York City. Froch questioning Ward's convictions, his mind. Ward, quiet, confident, but has become irritated over the last week or so. The Olympic gold medalist in 2004. Nice jab by Carl Froch on the button.
There's the inside where Ward wants to fight, and both men landed a couple of good body shots.
.39 seconds remaining in the first round. Andre Ward jabbing to the chest. Feeling out process in this first round, but the jab very effective for Ward, and he has the shorter reach. A 71-inch reach for Andre Ward, 75 for Carl Froch, blinking his eyes. That jab may have landed more times than we see. And now Froch with some redness on the bridge of the nose as we end the first round. And what are the keys to this fight out?
For Carl Froch, we talked about the jab. It's the staple of his attack, and it's a power punch sometimes and helps him move forward. It also sets up a very good right hand, which he missed a lot in the first round. Now, he scored a KO with uppercuts before this tournament, but hasn't used that punch much during the tournament. We could see it emerge tonight. For Andre Ward, he wants to get inside in this fight. He needs to be aware of Froch's counterpunches when he comes in. He's got to dictate the pace. He does not want the busyness of Froch to take over. And his own jab is important, and in round one, he landed twice the amount of jabs as Froch, so Ward got the jab going.
Well, that first round was definitely a fill-out round for both fighters. I gave that one to Andre Ward. It looked like he was a little bit more successful with his jab. But this fight is definitely going to loosen up a little bit. Both fighters going to let their hands go.
Andre Ward defeating Mikkel Kessler for his first championship, winning the WBA super middleweight title. Then Alan Green roughing up Green. Andre Durrell withdrew. So in the meantime, Ward fought a tough Saki Obika. Very rugged and physical fight. And in his last fight, he defeated Arthur Abraham with a unanimous decision.
Now right there, this is where Andre Ward's people believe that he had an advantage over Carl Froch. But it looks like both of them are doing really good work inside, Al.
Yeah, and then I agree with you. And Ward landed a nice left hook on the inside right at the end of that exchange.
Double jab by Ward. He finishes with a short left hook.
Another point to remember, Carl Froch has been a slow starter in some of his fights. So that quick start he wanted to get off to might have been a little bit of a pipe dream, and it didn't really happen so far in this fight, even though it's pretty close.
Started slowly against Jermaine Taylor. Got knocked down for the first and only time in his career. Came back and scored a victory as he knocked out Jermaine Taylor.
Andre Ward's not moving, he's not running, he's fighting. Not that he runs normally, but he's a movement fighter. Nice uppercut by Froch.
That was a good long left jab by Froch as well.
Antonio, you were right. This fight's starting to percolate, and I think it's going to be an action affair.
Andre Ward also feeling very disrespected yesterday during the press conference when the Froch fans started cheering SOB instead of SOG.
Creative Brits, they were excited at that at that weigh-in. You know, this fight is being fought. Oh, nice hook by Ward. It's being fought right in, right in the trenches. Nobody's moving that much, and both men are there to land punches.
Quick reflexes by Andre Ward. Carl Froch, Antonio, looks to have the slower hands, much slower.
Yeah, most definitely. I didn't think he would be the fastest fighter coming in, and I thought with them both being right here in the center of the ring, that would give an advantage to Carl Froch. But it seems like, again, Andre Ward is figuring out the puzzle.
Ward going behind the elbow with the right hand to the body. Now Froch, he gets hit with a left hook, and that'll back up Carl Froch.
And he had just landed 2 good body shots before then.
Andre Ward punching in the middle of a punch.
And that's what you want to do. You make your opponent think that he's out of reach, and then you clobber him with a good shot.
Another good left hook by Andre Ward. And Carl Froch goes back to his corner, and he may be the fighter thinking right now.
Sit down and relax. Yeah, you pulled that, sit down. Listen, this fella's just sitting back and he's just trying to kick you off, all right? You've got to go twice with him. You've got to go 1-2 up to get there with a double jab right hand, and then as soon as there, you've got to react. But if you go wide, he'll just come back with a hook. If you sit in front of him, he'll just pick you off with a jab. You've got to double up on your work, all right?
We wondered who would win the battle of the jabs early on. It has been Andre Ward. He's landed more than twice as many as Carl Froch. And there's the double jab, and coming with the left hook right after it, Antonio.
Yeah, and that's what I was pointing out earlier. It seems as if Carl Froch just let his guards down, and he relaxes, and that's when Andre Ward attacks.
And that inside action, good body work by Froch, and then Ward pushed him back.
Third round scheduled for 12. The Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship and WBA and WBC Super Middleweight title on the line. Carl Froch from Nottingham, England. 3-1 in this tournament in the black trunks. Andre Ward undefeated in this tournament in the white and blue.
And I'm thinking that Carl Froch has to know that he's behind 2 rounds, or at least, he's going to have to do more work. And this is not a type of fighter that you want to fall behind in rounds. This guy hasn't lost 2 or 3 rounds in the whole tournament.
He's won 88%, Ward has, on the judges' scorecard of his rounds in the Super 6.
Froch with his hands down. And Andre Ward has been pinpoint accurate with that jab, doubling it up again. Now goes downstairs.
Froch talked a lot about being able to cut off the ring, that has not been an issue for him because Andre Ward's been right in front of him.
Al, and it looks like Froch is a bit confused in there about how to come forward on Andre Ward. As you look at the total punches.
Well, now normally Froch throws 15 punches more per round than his opponent. He still is ahead of Ward in numbers thrown, but not by a huge margin.
Andre Ward very relaxed. What is he setting up when he keeps jabbing to the solar plexus like that, Antonio?
Well, most definitely trying to set up the right-hand counter like he just shot the one in there when Froch was unexpecting it.
Left hook, double left hook, landing for Andre Ward. And he backs it up with another stiff jab.
Carl Froch just dug a nice right hand into the solar plex. I think Carl Froch right now mentally is saying, just hit anything, just hit matter. Stop trying to go for the targets, just hit body.
Yeah, you're right, and he has concentrated on the body. And I think the headline in this fight is how effective Ward's left hook has been. It's been a great punch. Again, that body work by Froch.
Straight right hand to the body landing for Carl Froch. Froch working the free hand. Left hook missing by Ward. Now they're fighting in the phone booth. Nice jab by Ward. Backs up Froch.
Both fighters then landed some good counter punches. And inside there's really...
Ooh, nice left hook. Digging deep for Andre Ward. Froch answers.
It seems like there's no advantage inside. That, you know, it's a standoff, a stalemate.
End of the third.
You've got to be busier, but you've got to remember shots coming back at you down the middle. Yeah. You've got to throw threes and fours with this kid, and when you're there, you've got to react, all right? You've got to stop with a slow jab, because you give him a couple of counters because you're putting out a slow jab. Relax a little bit, okay? Breathe, relax, all right, okay? Turn your head movement now. Let the threes and fours go, and then close the gap. If he's out of range, just cuss across him. Don't throw a punch when he's out of range, okay?
Double up your jab more in the chest now as you fainting, okay? Keep fainting, doubling up in that jab in the chest so you can bring your right hand out. Commit to the combination roll, okay? On the inside, don't go high a little bit. Drop in and drop down. Expect him to try to do something. Wait till you free yourself. Be in position. And bang, bang, bang. The accurate shots, okay? The short.
Virgil Hunter has been with Andre Ward since he was 9 years old when his father brought him into the gym. What a relationship. As we begin the fourth round, Carl Froch in black, Andre Ward in white, scheduled for 12. Uppercut getting through for Ward. Ward's hands up very high. Tight defense. And what Andre Ward told us was that Froch can punch inside, but he can't defend inside, and that's what he will attack.
You know, Froch just tried that uppercut from way back. And he points out, and it's true, it's a dangerous punch from too far out, especially considering Ward is landing those left hooks.
Vander Holyfield knocked out Buster Douglas.
Sure did. Very good example. You, sir, are a boxing historian.
And you, sir, are a Hall of Famer.
In past fights I've seen, that was a good shot. In past fights I've seen Carl Froch a little bit more fluid than this. It seems like, you know, he put on a lot more muscle, and it just seems like he's a little bit methodical in there, and he can't really let those combinations go.
Tight. He looks
real tight.
Yeah. And Ward has been looser, and I'll tell you, maybe he's surprised that Ward has stood right in front of him and battled him.
Yeah. Big right hand by Andre Ward. Landing more punches and heavier punches.
Andre Ward is showing us the whole package. We've seen every punch he can throw, even including the uppercut. Not his staple, but he's landed it very well.
Looping right hand by Ward. Al, Ward is punching. Oh, double right hand.
That margin of only 12 punches of difference in the jabs and the big number landed by Ward shows who's winning that battle. And that's really important. And that, I think, is a key stat because it's taken Froch out of this fight.
Now Ward pinning him on the ropes. Here's the inside. inside fighting that he really polished up on Alan Green as well as Bika.
And Steve Smoger not breaking them. He lets fighters fight on the inside.
Let's see if Froch can defend. Body shot by Ward.
Yeah, this is where you see the little slickness about Froch. You know, it's not a real dominant situation for Andre Ward. It's a battle right now inside.
And now Froch looking at Smoger, and Smoger is not helping him. Ward, left hook, rolls, Froch answering. This is what you want to see in a championship bout.
And this is the type of fight Froch needs in order to have those opportunities to land those big counter shots.
And this is the kind of fight that Ward said that he will win.
Well, and the problem is, though, Froch is throwing a lot of wide punches. He's going to have to straighten them out and be more precise.
Left hook, uppercut, left hand. Andre Ward ends with a clean combination and heads back to his corner.
That's all right. You keep focused and keep that head. I'll let Steve know. Okay, you just stay focused. When you do your work, put your short shots in and keep everything tight. Keep fighting as you work your way in. Just don't walk in, okay? Good job. Round five,
Andre Ward getting Carl Froch against the ropes. As Antonio pointed out, sometimes you have to be really careful to watch what's actually happening here. But Ward does like the idea that he's pushing Froch back. Not a lot of clean punches landing. And Carl Froch looking to Steve Smoger saying, you want to break this up, don't you? There's that hook by Ward. It's the surprise punch of the night in some respects, and an uppercut. So, and you see Ward throwing those combinations. That's a slapping left hook from Froch. To me, that shows how he's punching in this fight.
Yep.
Fifth round, scheduled for 12. For the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship and the WBA and WBC Super Middleweight titles.
Oh, he hurt Froch with that left hook.
Ward, accurate punching, right hand, left hook. Now he's starting to push Froch backwards.
And this is the type of toughness that all of his opponents seem to underestimate that Andre Ward has. I mean, right now, he's letting that beast go.
Stepping over, delivering the left uppercut to the body, which was blocked by Froch. Andre Ward's team, Virgil Hunter told us they want to create a conflict of doubt when Froch goes back to his stool. Gentlemen, what does that mean?
That means he wants him confused. That means he wants him to get frustrated. He wants his corner to be confused about how to solve the puzzle of Andre Ward.
You know, Andre Ward pointed out that as young, even in his early amateur days, he'd go show up at a tournament and he was already top-ranked, highly ranked fighter, and guys would underestimate. He uses that as motivation. Our press row, unofficial scoring, Mike Coppinger from The Ring, Bernard Fernandez from Philadelphia Daily News, Mark Shardrow from the BBC. Shardrow with it the closest. I have it the way Coppinger has it, 40 to 36.
I have it also a shutout, but you could have thought that Froch may have won the third round, but it was a very close round. I gave it to Ward.
I agree. And at this point, Ward has landed 104 punches to only 55 for Froch. So that indicates, even though Froch has thrown about 32 more. And for Froch to win, he should be busier than just landing 25 or 30 punches more. Good
Wild punches by Froch, none of them connecting. And now, Ward showing a little Sugar Ray Leonard.
Wow, Kid Gavel, go back further. Did you see that?
As he snuck it in.
Yeah, I think Froch needs to do more pressure, aggressive pressure, and he needs to back Ward up, put him in an uncomfortable situation. And right now, I mean, it's like a walk in the park right now, and that's big because Froch is a real champion, and it seems like he's getting dominated tonight so far.
But the speed, just too much for Carl Froch right now. Froch fighting Glenn Johnson in his last fight, winning a decision. Losing his title to Mikkel Kessler, winning it again against Arthur Abraham. He fought the quick Andre Durrell. Durrell did not put enough pressure on him, although he made Froch look very slow at times. Nice jab by Froch.
Andre Ward said, I want to come in here and win decisively. I'm not here to eke out a victory, and that's the way he's fighting right now.
Left hook connecting. Another left hook connecting for Andre Ward as he glares at Froch. As both men go back to their corner.
Listen to me. Listen, don't sit back looking at him, because every time you do, he just hits you with a jab, all right? Relax. And put your legs out. Listen. Every time you sit back, he hits you with a jab, all right? 1-2s, 1-2 ups, and then you just...
Ward beginning this round very well, this past round very well, using that left as a rangefinder, and then there's the hook. It's delivered in a compact, concise manner, unlike the way Froch is delivering his left hooks, which have been mostly slapping. And this is the infighting, Antonio.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on here. No, neither fighter has a lot of room to work. Yeah, Ward started that round good, but I think Froch finished it well as well.
Carl Froch telling us that he's got more punching power. Yes, Ward is faster, but his movement will nullify Ward's speed. I will let big shots go from 1 through 12. This is the 6th round.
Carl Froch is landing 4 of 24 jabs per round. In his previous fights in the Super 6, he's averaged 9 of 41.
He's going to have to make some changes if he want to turn this fight around. I think it would be in his best interest that if he just throw with Andre, you know, that kills speed and negates speed sometimes.
It's a really good point. And he's also exchanging left hooks with Ward and not winning the battle.
Ward jabbing to the body once again. He's gone downstairs, upstairs, upstairs, downstairs with the jab. And it's been very accurate. Misses with the uppercut.
Talk about opponents underestimating Ward. Mikkel Kessler picked Froch to win this fight, even though he beat Froch and lost to Ward. So that shows you that it's just very hard for Andre Ward sometimes to get credit. He's doing the job tonight, though.
Oh, double left hook again by Ward as he steps off. Andre Ward said he's watched a lot of Floyd Mayweather Jr. to prepare for this fight. Left hook connecting again. Mayweather's ability to remain composed in big-time situations.
Yeah, that was one of my keys to victory for him, too. Just remain composed. I thought that Froch would put him in some unfamiliar territory tonight, but it seems like that's not happening. And he has this fight, in my book, under control at this time.
And there's a nice right hand again by Froch. So he's gotten the right hand going. But can it hurt Andre Ward? So far it hasn't.
Steve Smoger doing an excellent job letting these two fighters work it out. Right hand. Beautiful left hook. Beautiful.
Carl Froch is having some
another left hook by Ward. Froch back on his heels now.
But we know he has a granite chin. This man has been hit by some of the toughest and hardest super middleweights out there, and we haven't seen him fall yet.
Inside, Andre Ward shortening everything up. Rolling. Another countering left hook. Backs up Froch. And the Englishman doesn't look as confident now. Slow. Ward. Lightning quick. Ward. Dominating.
Watch his counter when you throw. You can't throw and leave your feet behind. When he steps out of range, you've got to go in with 3 shots, 1 to up or 1 double jab right hand. You can't just throw 1 shot and keep your feet there because he'll counter you. Have a drink. Yeah, have a drink. Well, look, right now. You've got to move your feet quicker. You can't sit in there. Listen. Okay. Listen, you've got to shorten it up inside. You can't go big and wide because you just mix the other eye catching shot inside.
Hit one you got. Finish it. Tough, okay? Now you got to start doubling up the jab for me, but don't reach for him, okay? That's going to keep you occupied, okay? Keep him busy and occupied. Just don't let him keep getting used to one little rhythm and stuff like that. Man, keep you busy. On the ropes next time. Shoot my southpaw. Shoot my southpaw.
Seventh round of a 12-round fight for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship and the WBA and WBC Super Middleweight belts on the line as well. Andre Ward, the WBA champion. Carl Froch in black, the WBC champion. Left uppercut connecting. Now Froch fighting off the ropes. Ward just rolling and slipping.
Froch landed some of his best punches in the last round, a couple of strong right hands, but still lost the round, and he developed a little welt underneath the left eye of Ward.
Straight right hand getting in for Andre Ward.
You know, this fight is simply one thing. Speed kills. I mean, he cannot adjust to the speed of Andre Ward, and I mean, this man right now looks like he deserves to be on that top pound-for-pound list.
Straight right hand getting in again. Froch backing up, looking at his corner. It looks like a conflict of doubt has been created.
There's nothing more frustrating than a guy pot-shotting you and hitting you at will, and you cannot hit him back.
Lead left hook, uppercut, pivots and lands the right hand as well.
And when they spoke of breaking Carl Froch's will in the fighters meeting, I thought that would be the wrong strategy. But who's going to argue with a guy?
Even you can be wrong, Antonio. I'm shocked. I've never seen it. No, it's true, though. You wouldn't think. And, boy, they have done it so far. Now, Froch has landed some big right hands, and that's not to say he won't hurt Ward with one of them. So this fight has a long way to go. And neither man has had a knockout in over 2 years, so you almost anticipated going the distance.
As you take a look at press row scoring.
At the halfway mark, this unofficial scoring, and actually it's a little closer on the scorecards than I have it. Mark Chardlow, of course, from the BBC in London, has it only 1 point, which I think is generous to Carl Froch.
Let's keep in mind we've seen Froch with his back against the wall one too many times, and with that Jermaine Taylor knockout with 5 seconds left to go, who can forget that?
Yeah, all you have to say is Jermaine Taylor. He was behind on the scorecards in that fight and came back.
The referees, pardon me, the judges in this fight are from England, Canada, and the United States. 26 seconds remaining in the 7th round.
And in this round, Ward so far has outlanded him 22-8, and he's only thrown one less punch than Froch. Froch is supposed to be the busier fighter, always is, not so much tonight.
The executioner.
Bernard Hopkins, who of course is a light heavyweight, talking about moving down to 168. You know a little something about this guy.
Yeah, Bernard Hopkins, one of the most craftiest fighters to date, and maybe in even all of history, did the unthinkable and went over and won a light heavyweight title, the oldest person to ever capture a championship.
And even though he's coming off the strange situation with Dawson, still a marketable name and a good fighter. Now here is Froch landing on the inside, but look, he lands his left hook, but Ward's is much more compact. Big right hand by Froch. He just can't hurt Ward with that punch.
As he hasn't found his timing yet, and it's kind of strange to be this deep in the fight and just still right now trying to find his timing.
And even when he lands the big right hands, they're just not having the impact he wants them to have. He thought he could hurt Ward, and Ward couldn't hurt him.
Andre Ward, Carl Froch meet in the center of the ring for the 8th round of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final, and also the WBA and WBC Super Middleweight belts on the line. Froch in black, Ward in white. Carl Froch from Nottingham, England. His record, 28-1. His only loss coming to Mikkel Kessler. Andre Ward, 24-0, 13 KOs. Olympic gold medalist in 2004.
Andre Ward has not switched to lefty once in this fight, which I think it's a good idea that he didn't.
I mean, why should he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing everything that he's told us he would do.
Yep.
He's controlling the action. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
But I never thought that I'd see Carl Froch behind the 8 ball like this in a fight that means so much. I mean, he's going to need a big punch in order to change this thing around because he's running out of rounds.
Yeah, one of those big right hands is going to have to hurt Ward.
Oh, there's a big right hand that hurts Froch. Andre Ward pitching a shutout here.
Now, Andre Ward has never had a knockout after the 8th round, but he is controlling Carl Froch and stunning him on occasion. We'll see if that changes tonight.
Ward 4-0 in world championship fights. Now he gets on his toes. First time we've seen him move like this.
It just seems like, again, I'll reiterate that Froch just seems a little tight and just can't find his accuracy tonight.
Looping right hand, connecting for Andre Ward.
To me, it looks like he's muscled up for this fight. He's just not sharp. And sometimes muscle tightens you up and you just can't be fluent with your combination punches.
I don't know, Antonio. To me, it looks like Andre Ward is the superior skilled fighter with much more speed and discipline and accuracy.
Yeah, no doubt. But I've just seen Froch look a lot better, and he just didn't come with his A game tonight.
Ward stepping over, landing the right hand. Now goes to the body, and the left hook up top hand. Froch hitting him after the bell. Big Papi. Another slugger in attendance this evening.
If there's no reason just sitting around the back of the head and let it back or just roll over and getting something going underneath, all right? You've got to react when you're in top because you're letting him lean on. All right, have a drink. Listen.
Andre Ward landing his own straight right hand. And the interesting thing to me is that when Carl Froch hit through this punch at the end of the round, here's the key point. It didn't even faze Andre Ward. And Steve Smoger walked around the ring saying that Froch didn't hear the bell. It was not going to take a point away, but that didn't hurt Andre Ward. He was relaxed.
Yeah.
Ward with some swelling under his eye. Remember, this fight was postponed because Andre Ward suffered a cut over the right eye in training camp.
Certainly has not been an issue at this point.
And Andre Ward, the kind of fighter that if you hit him low, he will hit you low. If you hit him late, he will hit you late. If you elbow him, he will elbow you. So Carl Froch should expect it.
I think you covered most of the fouls there, Gus.
What they say, doing to others as you want them to do unto you.
He's a very spiritual man.
Certainly he knows scripture,
an eye for an eye.
And you see these numbers, they're dramatic. Doubling the numbers landed by Andre Ward. And ShowStats numbers showing us almost 50% landed by Ward. I've worked with these numbers many times over the years. You don't usually land close to 50% in a fight. That's extraordinary when you do.
So behind this much, Antonio, Carl Froch, does he have to start taking some chances at this point?
Well, I think he's taking some chances, but you know, Andre Ward is not just, he's not giving in to him. He's not being tricked by any of it. He's going to have to just, like I said, let his hands go and hope that he can land a bomb and maybe offset this fight.
Come on, guys.
And you know, he's trying to, he has landed some good straight right hands. Just they haven't hurt Andre Ward.
Ward staying close. This is what we saw against Allen Green. He kept his forehead on the chest. Now he moves his head. Nice punching by Froch, though. Froch backing up.
That's a little bit of a danger zone for Andre Ward. Some good sharp punches by Froch. Nice right hand.
That was a good counter right landed by Froch.
Good round for Carl Froch, the 9th.
His best round of the fight. He's only behind by 2 punches landed in this round.
Oh, sneaky left hook again. Half hook, half uppercut for Andre Ward. But Carl Froch comes back and lands a jab. Froch starting to get more aggressive now as Ward changes the southpaw.
And he squared himself up right there when he was switching back, Andre Ward. That was a little dangerous. This is the first round in the fight. I would say Carl Froch won. Is this the glimmer of a comeback?
Carl Froch has been the kind of fighter that has figured out ways to win. This is toughest challenge. December 31st, it's the latest edition of Fight Camp 360. Inside the Super 6 as this episode takes you through Fight Week, the tournament final, and the closing interviews. Following Fight Camp, it's Showtime Sports, the best of 2011.
That's a show that I was privileged to do with Jimmy Lennon Jr. and Frank Shamrock. And we look back at MMA and boxing for the year. Carl Froch had himself a better round in the last one. Short left hooks, there's the uppercut, and we talked about that as a potential important punch for Carl Froch. Now in this case, it's Froch landing the shorter, more concise, compact punches and not Andre Ward.
And here's where Ward paid him back.
Steve Smoger moving in to break those two fighters, and you're right, Gus, that was a little bit of payback. You said that, he might do it.
And in a fight like this where you're ahead by several rounds, you don't want to do that because that gives the referee an opportunity to take a point because he may have thought it was intentional. You don't want to toe that line.
Very good point.
First round of the fight in which Froch landed more punches than Andre Ward, 19-14.
Left hook by Ward, blocked that time by Carl Froch.
Froch has had 2 stoppages in the 11th round, so he's still in a territory where he's done it, but as we pointed out, in the Super 6 he has not had a knockout. Last knockout came against Jermaine Taylor.
Froch has gone 12 rounds, 8 times. He's 7-1. The lone loss, the only one on his record, to Mikkel Kessler in Denmark.
Power punches landed in the last round, a demonstration of what we saw, what we talked about, a comeback by Froch.
Carl Froch is going to have to back Andre Ward up, make him fight off his back foot, and push him, corner him into those ropes and get some good work in. I mean, you cannot beat a boxer, a seasoned boxer like that in the middle of the ring. It's just going to be difficult for him to do.
And I think it is safe to say, at least in our unofficial view, that at least a knockdown or 2 would be required by Froch for him to win this decision now. That's our opinion. I think it's our opinion.
We're 1 round away from the championship rounds. I agree with Al. He's way behind in this fight.
Yeah, tell me what I think, Anthony.
Nice jab again by Andre Ward.
A fairly close round here. But Froch needs more than that at this juncture in the fight.
That was a good body shot by Carl.
And Ward fighting more tactically now, showing him a different look, a little bit more movement.
Ooh, lead left hook connects. Hook and pivot. A la Floyd Mayweather Jr. knocking out Ricky Hatton.
You're full of these historical goodies tonight, aren't you?
I like this sport.
Get off the ropes, that's all.
Ooh, shoe shine inside by Ward.
Don't let go. Step, step, step.
And Ward is fine with this pace at this point in the fight. This is okay for him because he needs to get through these last couple rounds.
Another left hand on the top of the head of Carl Froch by Andre Ward, and that's the end of the round. Now, ShoBox, a new generation, ends 2011 with a triple header. Friday, December 30th at 11 p.m., Jermaine Taylor returns to the ring against Jesse Nicklo. Andre Durrell is back against Daryl Cunningham, and in an opening bout of undefeated lightweight prospects, Luis Garcia fights Alexander Johnson. Then the Showtime Championship Boxing opens up 2012 with a bang. Saturday, February 11th at 10 p.m., Victor Ortiz fights Andre Berto in a rematch of their slugfest from last April.
Two of our original Super 6 contestants getting back in the ring, Jermaine Taylor and Andre Durrell. And that Ortiz-Berto first fight was a barn burner.
Andre Ward, Carl Froch. Championship rounds now, the 11th, scheduled for 12 for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship. Also the WBA and WBC belts on the line. This is a title unification fight, almost like a trifecta, 3 championships won in one night.
It's true, it's a lot on the line. You know, Froch is averaging 55 punches thrown tonight. In the tournament before this, he has averaged 69. So clearly, Ward has made him a less active fighter. And I think, Antonio, you made the point. Froch now really has to let that right hand go and try to land something dramatic.
Yeah, he's been holding on to it.
Good move, good move.
He's been holding on to it, but right now, you know, you can see the frustration on his face. He just hasn't had a whole lot of success tonight, and that credits Ward. Credit Ward.
There's the record in the championship rounds. Obviously, both men have done very, very well. Froch lost to Nickel Kessler over 12. That represents the one loss among the two fighters.
This fight's so important for Carl Froch, 34 years old. He is very well aware of his legacy. He wants to go down as one of the greatest 168-pounders of all time. He wants to gain the respect and admiration of his countrymen in England who have not embraced him.
You know, Andre Ward has fought a beautiful fight to this point. One thing he's doing now, though, switching left, he's squaring himself up, reaching a little bit. He is at least giving Froch an opportunity, though Froch hasn't been able to land that right hand.
Closing in on a minute to go in the 11th. Ward, so many amateur fights, so much experience.
And you know, he reminds me of a guy that in his prime rarely lost rounds too, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Yep.
You know, and it wasn't until, you know, early that Sweet Pea was known as one of the most purest classic boxers there was, defensive specialist. I think we need to start giving Andre Ward credit for beating these top-notch fighters so convincingly out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good left hook there by Froch, and Ward is doing it, not moving as much. He's coming forward, and he's still not getting hit a lot. And also Ward punching with more power than perhaps Whitaker did, certainly more. Froch has landed some nice punches this round, but not enough.
Some tense moments ringside for the lady loves of these two warriors.
You can tell how this fight's going simply by watching these two ladies. Clearly, they reflect it.
Stay off the ropes. Carry his shots away like we worked on it. Come back in for me, please. Come back in for me. Carry the shots. Be highly intelligent.
This one, guys, we touch it in the center.
Make him pay for missing wild.
head movement, 1-2 and hooks flowing. You've got to stop him, but you've got to do it smartly by doubling up with the right hands. 1-2 right hand, left hook, and go again with that last right hand, and he stands up for it. You listening? 1-2 left hook, right hand, and go again with the right hand. He switched on. Come on, head movement.
We are ready for the 12th and final round of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic title. And also the WBA and WBC Super Middleweight belts on the line. Virgil Hunter telling Andre Ward, be smart, intelligent in this final round. Nice combination by Froch.
The best combination of the night for Froch.
Yep, and Ward shook his head at him like, okay, that was good. Carl Froch fighting with the urgency that he needs to have in this last round. Unless it is some bizarre scoring, Froch has to be on.
Over here. Time, Arthur. Wash, wash, wash. Wash, wash, wash. Wash and put it in. Come on, baby. Stay smart. Time in.
Andre Ward has landed 231 punches to 147 for Froch. Clear demonstration of how he's controlled this fight.
2 minutes remaining in the 12th and final round. Will Andre Ward remain undefeated and improve to 25-0? Take the Super 6 championship as well as both belts? Or can Carl Froch somehow figure out a way to stage a miracle here in AC? Left hook connecting for Ward. Froch eats another left hook.
Loading up with the right hand, Carl Froch, because McCracken told him you've got to land that punch, but he paid for it with the counter.
Yeah, he's fighting desperate right now. He's putting it all out on the line, and that's what true champions do. But right now it's a little bit too late. I mean, Andre Ward has boxed masterfully, and he should get all the credit he deserves if he's fortunate enough to finish this fight and get his hand raised as a Super 6 champion.
Been a brilliant performance by Andre Ward on every level.
Speed, the biggest factor in this fight. Andre Ward, not only speed offensively, but his speed on defense.
Yes. I mean, he's been elusive. It's been very hard to hit. Again, like that. I mean, just classic boxing, man. And sometimes you just have to appreciate it.
I think he just looked up at the clock, too. So even clock management, one of his skills.
23 seconds to go in the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship. It's been a 2.5-year journey that ends here tonight in Atlantic City. Andre Ward with a smile. Andre Ward, 8 seconds away from 3 championships. Left hook connects for Ward. Closing the show, Andre Ward.
And you know what's interesting? Well, and watching this crowd jump to its feet, this was a very interesting and fun fight to watch. It wasn't a wildly exciting brawl, but they jumped to their feet because of the skill of this man, Andre Ward.
Yeah, and that's what we've been preaching all night. I mean, the guy is unbelievable with his speed, quickness, reflexes, and timing. I mean, he's going to be a tough, tough man to beat now. We want to see would that Boutte fight get made.
A lot of storylines in this division, and this man's going to be right at the center of the main ones.
Andre S.O.G. Ward, son of God. Lamont Peterson, newly crowned champion, in the ring as well.
Here is action for the last round in which the Ward left hook became a factor again. Now here's where there's some chippy action, and Froch acting as if the Ward head was an issue, and maybe it was, but this is right at the end of the fight. And Ward gets hit with a big left hook, and it sent his mouthpiece out. But again, the power punches of Froch were not enough to do serious damage to Andre Ward.
What a road, though, it's been for Carl Froch. This man, just a terrific fighter, incredible warrior, traveling all over the world. Are you listening? And we will have the decision in just one moment, but right now, let's go to San Diego, California for a report.
Thanks, Gus. We anticipate the decision in Atlantic City tonight here at the Valley View Casino Center in San Diego. We are bringing you 2 title fights featuring 2 of the very best in the sport. Gilbert El Nino Melendez will defend his lightweight title against the very tough former street fighter from Miami, Jorge Masvidal. Melendez, a 2-time and reigning champion, 9-1 under the Strikeforce banner, looking for his 3rd consecutive title defense tonight. Meanwhile, Cris Cyborg returns after a long hiatus. She is back in the Strikeforce cage. The women's featherweight champion will defend the title against the #2 featherweight when it comes to the female side of the sport on the planet, against Hiroko Yamanaka. Cyborg has ended in very dominant fashion, and tonight she takes on a former dominatrix for all the marbles. A reminder, we'll be back at the bottom of the hour with 4 more MMA battles, including 2 Strikeforce Championship bouts. For now, we'll toss it back to Atlantic City, New Jersey for the official decision on the Super 6 final.
All right, Mauro, thank you very much, and we are awaiting the decision of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship, also the WB and WBC title on the line. And with that in mind, let's go inside the ring where our Jimmy Lennon Jr. has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judges at ringside, Jon Stewart and Craig Metcalf, both scored about 115 to 113. Judge John Keane sees about 118 to 110. All 3 in favor of the winner. He is now the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Champion. He is now the unified WBA and WBC Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Andre S.O.G. Ward.
Andre Ward's wife, Tiffany, his mother, Madeline, his children, Andre Jr., Malachi, the journey coming to an end for this great champion who has won at every level. Now, he unifies the WBA and WC belt, and he becomes the first Super 6 World Boxing Classic champion. Andre S.O.G., son of God, Ward. Let's go inside the ring where our Jim Gray is standing by with the champion.